Hello to all of you. I want to talk to you about a basic premise of Mach 3. How do we gain speed and avoid injury? So basically in speed training, we've got three options. I call it E versus E versus E. The first E is exertion. In other words, trying harder, trying to swing harder. We're going to put a red X beside that one. We don't want to go there. The reason why is because, first of all, we've never in Mach 3 asked anyone to swing harder. When you do that, you dump your energy too soon. You use it up in transition. This happens every time. When we have our fastest players in here and they achieve a high club head speed, we always say, "How did that feel?" And they say, "It felt like I wasn't even trying," or something along those lines. On their slowest speeds, if we say, "How did that feel?" they always say the same thing. They say, "I tried too hard too soon." So this is not a matter of some kind of maximum grunting effort. And this was reaffirmed to me at the open forum at the PGA show, listening to Martin Borgmeier, who is a smart as hell guy and also happens to be the reigning world long drive champion. And what he said is that there's kind of a shift away from exertion and more toward one of these other E's, and I'll get to that in a minute. So he's a guy that I definitely pay attention to because he's very successful in his sport and super smart. The second E would be explosion, explosive training, high box jumping, sprinting, things like that. Now, I'm going to put a yellow X next to that one. I don't know if you can see this, but it's yellow. You can do that with some golfers, and they're most likely to be young, high school and collegiate, and very good athletes. There's no reason to go there with most golfers, and especially with senior golfers. It's not worth the risk because the more explosiveness you put into your training, the higher the risk of injury. And what we've shown in Mach 3 over 5 years, our senior golfers are actually the most successful. They average 9 miles per hour club head speed gain and 13 miles an hour ball speed. These are guys age group 50 to 80, guys and gals. So how much explosive training do they do? Zero, none. They do no explosive training at all. And in fact, they never even train at their max effort, except when they're in the net, utilizing the third E, which is efficiency. That's how we do it in Mach 3. That's what Martin Borgmeier was insinuating is a trend in even the training of the top long drivers in the world, is that it's shifting a little bit away from exertion toward efficient body movement. And this is where you're going to hit your home run because there's very little risk of injury when you're achieving speed through efficiency. So this is how we do it. We don't go with max exertion. We don't ever try harder. We want it to feel effortless. We actually want it to feel easier. It's the difference in trying harder and letting yourself be faster. Explosion, we don't go there with seniors ever. We don't go there with most golfers ever. If you're experienced with that type of training as a coach, you can go there with younger, extremely athletic golfers. Efficiency, that's for everyone. That's the way we do it. That's what works the best. That's what has enabled us to achieve a historical average gain of 11.5 miles per hour without ever doing any max exertion and very, very little or none explosive training. Have a good day. What do I mean when I talk about efficiency? Basically, efficiency is a lack of wasted motion. It's taking the most direct route to the destination. So the way that we do this in Mach 3, we know that the end of the swing is up there, roughly depicted by that American flag plate. So we want not only to try to create maximum speed here, but We want to orient every movement that we make to the finish, and not only to the finish, from the finish. We're going to there, pulling from there, going to there, pulling from there, pulling energy, sending energy. We don't want to do it from here. That's not the finish of the movement. So we do it from there. Now this is a jet stick. It's actually the only tool that we have that we swing at maximum speed. The only one we swing as fast as we can. Mach 3 is not overspeed training. This is an overspeed tool, but it's only 5 to 10% of what we do. So, point being, the destination that creates the movement. Your motion is created because you're going to there, from there. So even when I'm set up here, in my head and in my body and how I feel, I'm there, not here. Even this first little move that you might make in your backswing, it's being drawn from there. So at every point in the swing, the orientation in your body, how you feel, and your speed and your strength and your energy and your focus, everything is out in front. That creates the efficiency. Because a lot of the stuff that people think they need to think about back here or do back here is oriented to the ball. And so it ends up being wasted motion. So think of it if you have one bolt of energy, just one. Where are you going to send it? If you send it down toward the ball, you're done. Because you're not going to reassemble it and somehow send it there once you've sent it down there. So your one bolt of energy is only going there. You don't want to have to turn a corner with their energy. You can't do it. It's wasted motion. So again, we train exclusively by efficiency, and that means everything I have and everything I do goes to there and comes from there. That's efficiency. That's the easiest way to gain speed because you're stripping away any wasted motion.